Hey guys, welcome to what is a bit of a watershed moment for the channel. Essentially, this is my first ever sponsored video on the channel. You may have spotted the big Balaguer box here. I met Jake, the head of operations for Balaguer Guitars, at the guitar show in Birmingham back in March, and we chatted for ages. He was really friendly, super nice, talked us through the whole range and everything, and I exchanged details with him there. And honestly, I didn't really expect anything to come of this relationship, just because I know I'm a small channel and I'm still kind of getting started in the YouTube world. But credit to Jake, he stayed in touch, and a couple of months later, just back in June, he reached out and said, hey, we've got a guitar we want to send you. That's amazing. Just amazing opportunity to get to take a look at this Balaguer guitar. So thanks Jake, thanks Balaguer, thanks Joe. Really appreciate you supporting the channel. So really, this is just an unboxing and first impressions of the guitar. I don't know an awful lot about the specs on this one because it's one of their Espada limited runs, so that spec kind of changes up every year from my understanding, and I could only find kind of some older postings on the website and what have you. But for the full review and demo, I will find out all the details. It is one of their Indonesian made guitars, but in these limited versions they tend to put all the really cool specs on it. I know it's definitely got stainless steel frets, for example, a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, enough talk, let's unbox it. I'm trying to check that I've got everything in camera. I'm going to adjust my mic so you can hear me. And my head's going to be cut off for a little while, you just have to put up with that. Well, the first thing I've spotted is that it comes in a gig bag and looks like a pretty decent quality one as well. Not one of those kind of cheapy Fender ones that they give you with some of their guitars. Not many these days. Yep, there you go, look. That is a quality gig bag. But we're not interested in the gig bag, are we? I'm very excited, I have to say. I've been looking at Balaguers for years. I've used their builder. They make, if you don't know, they have like a custom configuration builder on their website. I've spec'd out some really awesome stuff on there, and the price gets a bit crazy with all that kind of specific specifications. But one day I reckon I might do it. Matching headstock. First impressions, it looks awesome. You got a roasted maple neck, and it's actually got quite a bit of flame in it. I'm not sure it's going to show up in the camera, but I will certainly take some close-up shots and try and get that in a bit better lighting. But it's definitely got a bit of flame in it. Super smooth finish. Splittable humbuckers. It's got a hip shot bridge, I believe, and it does have lock-in tuners. But yeah, so I'm going to shut off the camera for a bit, kind of have a bit of a play with it, get it set up, go from there. Okay, I'm back from giving it a bit of a spin. I haven't really done anything to the guitar other than plug it in and have a bit of a play with it and try and get a bit of a feel for it. I have to say, I'm really, really impressed. I mean, you know, we're talking about 15 minutes of noodling, just trying to, you know, get a feel for how it plays, how it sounds, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, this thing feels great. First impressions are brilliant. I've had a bit more of a look at the spec. I believe it's got lumen lay side dots, which is pretty cool. I've never had a guitar with that before, so it'd be interesting to see if I ever need that feature, but I definitely can see why people love that feature. You won't see it in this light too well, maybe just about, but the neck's definitely got some flame in it, and you know, previously I wasn't really that into flamey necks and what have you, but ever since I had that parts caster of Gareth's in the house to, you know, modify and try out and what have you, I've really been into flame maple necks. Yeah, this one, it's not super flamey, but it's nice to have a little bit in there. You've got like a angled headstock, which is cool. I'm not super sure what the benefit of that is. I suppose it kind of helps so you don't need to have a string tree on headstock. I really love this headstock design as well. It's a bit harder to see on this one because it's got a matching headstock and we've got quite a dark finish. The finish, by the way, is charcoal frost metallic. Pretty nice. But yeah, I love the way the headstock has got this kind of carve here, so where the logo sits is, you know, kind of indented against the rest of it. And you know, I love the matching headstock, what can I say? The tuners, I'm not sure that they're branded, but they felt fine, felt really smooth. Haven't tried to restring it or anything, so I'm not sure what the locking mechanism's like, but the tuners themselves felt great. The setup is great out of the box. Not sure if they've done anything with it before sending it to me, to be completely honest, but it is incredibly low action. I'm not really a low action guy. I tend to have it slightly higher. I'm quite heavy handed and I tend to pull it out of tune if it's too low. The tension feels a little bit different. I'm pretty sure these are 10s, but tension feels a little bit different because of that lower action, so I'll probably tweak that myself, but that's a really good sign that you can go that low with the action. Nut seems to be cut really well. Pickups sound really good. So first impressions, it's fantastic. I've had a few Indonesian made guitars over the years. Most recently the Sterling Mariposa, which obviously I was so impressed with that I upgraded to the Music Man. The one big difference that I've noticed between the Sterling and this is it's way lighter. That Sterling was really quite a heavy guitar. So yeah, that alone is definitely something to shout out. It's way lighter and probably has a chunkier body overall than that guitar did. So it's really cool. I've got no complaints at all. I know there's always loads of talk on the internet about Indonesian made against like American made and what have you. It's all down to the price point at this point in time. You know, guitars can be made to a really high standard anywhere in the world, and Balaguer are certainly doing that with these. We have to do the pull, don't we? You ready? I'm going to make a right mess of this. Oh, I'm going to blow out the audio there. I'll have to do a time lapse of this one, I think. It's going to take me too long. There we go. I'll put some decent shots in, of course. You know, it's hard to get a guitar and yourself in the shot adequately. So I'll take some beauty shots and what have you. I'll also put some proper playing shots in here. I am going to do a full kind of in-depth review of the guitar in the next week or two. For now, like I say, this is just my first impressions. And yeah, so stoked. So pleased to be working with Balaguer. A massive thanks to Jake over at Balaguer for sorting this out. And of course to Joe as well. I really appreciate you guys taking a chance on me and my channel. So yeah, thanks again. I can already sense that this guitar is going to get a load of use on the channel. It's really quite different to what I would normally opt for in a guitar. But ever since getting that Mariposa, I've been heading in a much more kind of modern direction with my guitar choices. That Mariposa really changed things for me, and you know, this is right up there in that kind of modern outfit, right? It's definitely got that kind of more modern look and more modern feel. So I definitely think it's going to get a hell of a lot of use on the channel. Yeah. Thanks for watching this unboxing and first impressions, and subscribe to see the full review and demo of the guitar in a couple of weeks maybe. Cheers.